So I had a dream I was singing the If I Die Young song by the band Perry. And I feel like that is the actual overall message. So I don't know who is going to see this, but at least those who do see it, you will take something from it, or there's a need for you to know that life is fleeting. That is the theme of this reading, I feel, before I even start shuffling. I have these dreams that foretell or foreshadow sometimes, that give messages. And, life is not a forever thing. Eventually, you will pass on just like everyone else. So there's a message in that, and living more with purpose, and to stop wasting so much time doing things that you really don't need to do or you don't genuinely want to do. So let's see what else wants to come out. With that being said, the rose and the bee. Yep, that's why you are embodying beauty and grace. Do not dim your light and grace. So it feels like there may be energies or people who may try to want you to dim a bit of your essence, right? So would you be happy or satisfied with your life if you've continued to live trying to be a people pleaser and please every person around you? So there's an energy here of not being that of a people pleaser, and to also embody and embrace your beauty, and to embrace wanting to feel beautiful, wanting to smell good, wanting to look good, wanting to dress nicely, wanting to, do your hair or makeup colors a certain way, and to not feel bad about wanting to enhance who you are, to enhance your beauty, to enhance your essence, to enhance your fragrance and your smell. Because there seems to be, because I'm seeing a bee here, and I love bees. I don't like when they fly around me, but I like bees and what they symbolize, and to look at them from afar. So there are energies that do admire you from afar and from a distance, and who do love to look at you, it seems like. Your beauty. You could just be a very beautiful person, your essence. But then there are energies, because I'm just seeing the flower here, that bees kind of, I guess, they have this synergy, I guess, going on with flowers. They co-create with flowers, or they merge with flowers. They use flowers, and the relationship is mutually beneficial. The flower gives the bees pollen, and then the bees help spread the pollen around to other flowers. So they are both benefiting. But then there are energies that are also attracted to flowers that kind of mess it up or taint it. Like maybe, I don't know, spiders, or those bugs that just chew through flowers, grasshoppers. I don't know what bugs chew through flowers, but you know what I mean. There are bugs that just eat the leaves and things like that. They don't really do much for the flowers. They don't help the flowers like bees do. They're just benefiting off of the energy and the beauty of the flower. So there's an energy here, whoever is seeing this, that your energy is very precious. And although people may like to have you around, they might like just your nature and your beauty to be around them, because you make them look good, you make them feel better about themselves. So I'm speaking to someone here where when you're around others, they feel as if they are better than what they are. And I know that sounds a little harsh, but people do get a lot off of just being around you. Whoever is watching this, they really benefit more than you realize, just your energy alone. But then you are also like the equivalent of flowers in a garden. You know, flowers make the garden look more beautiful and smell really nice, right? Rather than just going into a garden and there's nothing there. But once the flowers are there, the garden is just much better. That's who you are. You're the flower, and there are energies who are like the bee, that it's a give and take. They benefit you and you are benefiting them. So those are the connections you want to keep around. Those mutually beneficial connections where both of you are appreciative of each other. Because bees are also very beautiful to look at as well. I love bees for some reason. They're good luck for me. But again, going back to the bugs who just kind of dim and take from the flower and don't provide the flower with anything beneficial, those are the energies that you really want to watch out for. Because I don't know why I'm just so drawn to the do not dim your light. There are people who, they like to have you around, but then they don't. You give them way more than what they're giving you energetically. It's like they're not matching with you. They just like how you enhance their lives, like a painting enhances a blank wall. That's what it feels like. Like you're dealing with people who are just blank. They don't have much going on aesthetically. And I know this sounds harsh, but I don't really like to go around the truth or, you know, to sugarcoat things, but it feels like you have some kind of just, I don't want to call anyone dull, but it seems like that's how they feel, that they don't have much to give, and they feel like you are much better than them, or they place you on a pedestal, even energetically, even if you don't feel like you're aesthetically beautiful. But I'm talking to someone, there is something very aesthetic about you, like just how you like to carry yourself and present yourself. Like you like to dress very quirky and different, and you like to change up things, change up your style, change up your environment. You like to do that. You like to decorate your body with all these cool decorations and tattoos even, and colors. And then there are some around you who they don't feel as colorful as you, so your color kind of washes off on them is what I'm seeing. Like you are the painting to their wall, a very valuable painting. It's like someone owning freaking Mona Lisa, you know. That's what, $1 trillion painting? I don't know, it's up there. $1 billion painting, I don't know. But that's also another thing, like Leonardo da Vinci, I think he created Mona Lisa, if I'm not mistaken, but ouch. If he did it, ouch. But you know, whoever created Mona Lisa, that painting went up in value so much after they died, you know? So much after they died. People need to appreciate your beauty and how you are and your talents while you're here. So that's another message too, is with that song, If I Die Young, and she does talk about, you know, there's worth so much more after I'm a goner. Funny when you're dead, how people start listening, things like that. That's kind of the essence of you, is people, they don't realize how much value and beauty that you bring to their lives until you are not there anymore. So obviously that's not going to be about literal death. That doesn't feel literal, but it seems like some of you, when the flower is gone from the garden, where are the bees gonna go, you know? The bees need the flowers. Where are the people who like to look at flowers? Like, what are they gonna do? Their garden is just plain and bare. You know, when the painting has been removed from the wall, what does that mean for that person's wall? Now their wall is just bare. So you have an energy that when you are removed from those people's lives, they do notice that their lives tend to just be a little more kind of dull. You add some spark and pizzazz and color to a very dull lives around you. But also, to the people who do love having you around and you love having them around, like the bee to the flower, right? When you're not around and when they're not around, both energies are missed. It's like you miss them and they miss you because you both belong together. So this could be in talking about an energy of love too, like not looking, but because flowers don't have to look, they don't have to search. They just blossom and bloom and they just sit there looking and smelling as beautiful as they are, and people admire them. Bees come to them. Bees help, pollinate them, I guess, is what it's called, I guess. Right? And then the bee is helping the flower as well. So this feels like just you needing to embody who you are in your essence and allowing energies that genuinely like who you are to come to you. You don't even have to move. A flower can't walk, but energies just come to it. It does nothing but bloom. So you are that of a flower. So you need to start thinking of yourself as a literal flower, whoever is watching this. Getting energy from the sun as well. Going out into nature, the sun, basking in the sun. There's something about whoever I'm talking to. You're very connected to earth, like your physical body is. Your physical body is like the personification of Mother Earth and nature itself. And people love to admire, these beautiful creations of earth, but then there are people who love to ruin it as well, start fires and litter and all that stuff. You don't want those people around you. So look at yourself as nature, because you do have many people who just admire. Like, I'm just talking to someone who you talk to a person and they just don't know, like you make people feel kind of nervous, like they just admire you because you look like just a rare flower or just a person that doesn't belong or something like that. There's something about you where it's like many admire you. Some will just be admirers and they just will not say anything because they're too nervous. They don't want to taint you, or they feel like they are not good enough to have you. Like a painting, like a very expensive painting, like, I don't know, Mona Lisa, Starry Night, whatever. There are people who will admire it, but they can never buy it because they don't got enough money. But then there are people who could actually buy the painting for what it's worth, right? And then there are people who don't really appreciate art and things like that, and they may try to ruin it, exploit it, So pay attention to the people around you and how they act towards you. And this is all based off of your beauty and who you are on your essence, is what it feels like. This is your natural essence. And how you express yourself, do not dim it for anyone. You can't dim it. Because just imagine if, the flower was able to lose its bright colors and the bee wouldn't be able to see it. Bees are attracted to colors, and the bee can't see the flower. Well, then the flower's seeds and life, just the circle of life can't go on. So there's an energy here where if you dim, the right people may not be able to find you. But then there's also, roses have thorns as well. So there's a need for boundaries for energies who might try to, bite and pick you and not use you, discard you. They want to pick you because you're beautiful. Obviously, people who pick flowers, but then they don't water them. They don't, they don't care to them. They don't tend to them. I'm hearing the sunflower song, You're a sunflower. There's some energies, they just don't have enough to give to you. That's not a you thing. That's a them thing. That means you need to go to that person who has the $1 billion to buy that $1 billion painting. You need to go to the person who is a gardener. That's what they do for a living, and they love and appreciate the beauty of flowers, who they will water you and they will be like the bee and they'll pollinate you and they'll feed you and all that stuff just by you being you. So this has an energy of know your worth and don't feel like you have to do so much to be accepted by others. There's something going on here where just watch out for people who are, who kind of take you for granted, or just there's an imbalance in those who appreciate you, but they just kind of, you're the sunflower, but they don't water you enough, or they don't have the energy to give you what you need. But that's not a you thing. That's a them thing. It's not a you thing. So whoever is watching this, you need to know that it's not really you. And you should never feel bad about being you, or you should never feel bad about embodying such beauty, and to feel bad about expressing yourself to the fullest, being full of life, being outspoken, being exuberant, being brilliant. Even, do not take me light, it's also about intelligence too. It's being brilliant as well, being graceful, being fashionable, smelling really nice, just being aesthetic, being you. If you dim that, then people who need to find you will not be able to find you. I went on just such a long rant there, but that needed to be said. And then the last card. Your imagination, your savior. The imaginal realm takes form. So now this goes, okay, so this is creating a full circle moment. And this feels like something separate. So that was a separate message. Here's another message, because this is going back to what I said in the beginning about using your time more wisely. So using your time more wisely and sorting out the people who deserve to be in life and who don't appreciate you and who do, right? So that you're not living for others, you're not dimming. But now there's a need for you to tap into your imagination. This is your imagination, your savior. The imaginal realm takes physical form. There's something here where your creative essence, beautiful nature, using that in manifesting your dreams. So for many of you, you are being called to get very specific about a dream that you want to live, that's been in your imagination. And to feed that, to beautify your imagination, because that is life. Imagination is life. All is happening within. All is imagination. Everything. Nothing can happen without someone imagining it first. We know this now. So what have you been imagining? For some of you, you may want to experience more beauty and more pleasures and more love too, with the rose, more love, to imagine such things. This card though is auspicious, is the word? Yeah, that's the word. It's the only word that I'm hearing. Auspicious. When I channel, words sometimes make sense and then sometimes they don't. Sometimes I can't think straight because it's just channeling, right? This is a very magical card. It's a mystical card. It's very ethereal in nature. This card speaks of, if you've been dreaming about something or imagining something, it is going to happen physically with your persistent imagining of this thing. So some of you have been maybe imagining more beauty into your life, or whatever the case may be. It's gonna happen physically. So this card is like the star card in a sense. When I made this deck, right, I was inspired by the star card. Your dreams are happening in the physical form if you are seeing this reading. They are happening. That is 100%. The card, though, is pretty much a reminder, though, of why it is happening. Because you have been persistently holding the thought form of something. Like you've been giving your mental life energy. You have been just holding like the thought of something, holding the idea of this dream to do XYZ. And because you've just been holding it and not wavering and letting go of it, it is going to take physical form. Again, about in the beginning what I've said, time is fleeting and life is fleeting. It's going to keep moving. At least life, in this lifetime, your lifetime now, it's not going to last forever. So to focus on your imagination, to bring things to life. This is about a particular dream being manifested in physical form, manifesting physically. Or that's the advice for you. That's literally the advice for you. The advice is one, not to dim for others. And once you stop dimming, you can then start focusing on the things you genuinely want to do. Because when you're doing stuff you don't really want to do out of fear or people pleasing, that's dimming, really. That's dimming your essence. That's dimming your dreams. Now you are going to start saying, you know what, this is who I am, this is what I want to do. And I'm going to just focus on that and making sure that this manifests before this lifetime ends. And that is what you are doing. And you are successful in that and such. So this is a very positive card when it comes out. It means your dreams are taking physical form because because you are not giving up on it. You're not letting up on your dreams. It feels like you are not. Let them see you. By the end of this lifetime, your greatness will be remembered. What did I say? And that's what this is all about. You can't, so this is a full circle. You cannot dim because your life literally depends on you being your 100% self. Your dreams depend on it too, so that you can manifest things that you genuinely want. And at the split of the deck, the Lazarus effect, are you willing to die to be reborn again? Exactly. There's something here where you can't go on living a life for others anymore. You cannot. You can't do it anymore. And you can't go on living life in such a low state of mind, like just constantly dimming, constantly being a people pleaser, constantly trying to make everyone feel happy, constantly trying to control situations too. But the flower doesn't do anything but be. It doesn't move around. Well, it moves towards the sun, but you get what I mean. It doesn't walk around or anything. It's not controlling anyone. It's just being, and everything is coming to it. So let them see you is talking about you doing very great, grand things before the end of your lifetime. I'm talking, as you can see here, there's people, like, there's a stage, there's crowds full of people, and there's someone performing up there. So for some of you, this could be you being like in front of crowds and thousands of people performing, or TED Talks, book signings, public speakings, like being seen, going to like public events and things of that nature. I feel that whoever is seeing this, you do have the potential to be that of an influencer of millions of lives. Like, I'm talking, if you're writing a book, bestseller, New York's bestseller book, kind of millions of copies sold, right? Millions of ebooks, millions of audiobooks sold and read. Or if you want to be a YouTuber on TikTok, I'm talking about millions of subscribers, that kind of thing. Where there's millions of people who watch you and are listening to you. Not thousands, it feels like millions. Or if you want to be a performer, okay, well, there's sold out crowd, 30,000 people in your crowd or 20,000 people in your crowd and millions of listeners on Spotify and iTunes, SoundCloud. It's given that vibe that by the end of this lifetime, because you are not dimming anymore, because you are being your authentic self, you now are able to manifest the life of your dreams. Your genuine dreams is what it feels like. Not the fake dreams where you're like, oh, I'll settle for, I don't know if I can manifest a big house, a big farmhouse, but I'll settle, for maybe an apartment that's 20 minutes from the farm. That's what you may have been doing prior. Just kind of settling, and dimming your dreams, Like, oh yeah, I don't think I can manifest my, I don't know, Lamborghini. I'm just thinking of some expensive car, right? A car that represents having success and lots of money. I don't know if I can manifest that, but I'll just settle for trying to manifest, whatever regular car, like a Nissan. There's nothing wrong with Nissans, but obviously there are cars that cost a lot more than Nissans, right? You get what I'm saying. This is about you not settling for anything in your life, not settling for the grasshoppers that just bite your leaves and they don't really provide you with anything. Don't just let people bite your leaves off. Don't do that. Get those thorns out. Because there's people who are going to admire who you are and your beauty and your essence, then they're going to want to just take from it and maybe exploit it and use it. Only pay attention to the bees and the other flowers, right? Just wean off and fend off and protect yourself from the grasshoppers or the praying mantises. I don't know. Those bugs that just bite the flowers and they don't really give anything to it. You're not doing that anymore. Because in this life, you're meant to be doing something very grand. It just feels something that is beyond your wildest dreams, but it is your dream and it is manifesting in this life. But that is dependent on you 100% being yourself. You cannot do the dimming and the people pleasing anymore. And whoever doesn't like you, well, they can kick rocks. That is the mentality and the sentiment that you need to start embodying. It's time to start embodying, like being that flower, being that painting, that $1 billion painting, being that regal energy with the flower, right? Very regal energy that you are, because you have massive things to be doing in this lifetime that you have not been doing. And to go back around to my dream, if I die young, and it's crazy, in the dream, like I was singing that in the car, and then I was like in a contest, like some American Idol contest. It's very weird. And I was like number 4 in the contest. So I was close to winning. And then it has, it has this vibe to it, a crowd and people watching you and all that stuff. And so in this lifetime, I do feel like you're going to influence a bunch of people, many, all across the world. People are going to come out to like want to see you, or they're going to open their phones to want to hear what you have to say, go to your channel to watch you. Millions of people. Like there's a viral moment happening, waiting for whoever's watching this. Very viral moment coming. Your imagination is key though. Your imagination is key. You must hold on to the image in your imagination every day, everywhere you go, when you go to sleep, when you take a nap, when you wake up, when you eat, when you work, when you drive, when you do this, you do that. You must hold the vision of this, of your greatness. You must hold the vision of your actual dreams, because it is going to, I feel like it already, weirdly enough, paradoxically so, I feel like it's already going to happen anyway, because maybe you were already doing this. And if you haven't been doing this, then obviously this is a sign for you to start doing this. It's time for you to start being who you are meant to be. And that is a person of greatness. A very great, like, this just feels very royal, regal. Greatness. They will see you. I feel like before, as it says, by the end of this lifetime, before the end of your lifetime, you would have done out of this world things. Millions will know who you are. I don't know who's seeing this, but I'm getting this very strongly. You saw me shuffle. Millions will know who you are and what you have done or what you're doing before the end of this lifetime. But you must start embodying your dream self in your imagination every single day, and to not dim for anyone. Your life's purpose, your life is literally dependent on you not dimming. This is very important here. I keep wanting to emphasize this. This is very important. Because there's an energy of you don't want to leave this lifetime in regret that you've just been kind of wallowing about, wandering around, doing nothing, aimlessly carrying on with life, living for others, dimming, being, sad and mopey and victim mentality, kind of letting people walk all over you, letting the grasshoppers bite your leaves, dimming your beautiful colors because you want to be a people pleaser. Wah, wah, wah. No more of that. You need to step it up.